Remember to turn on all notifications so you don't miss a video. It has been a while, but I'm back again with another Cancerous Comments. This will be the 6th one. The last one was 3 months ago. That was a long break in between because I was busy and I didn't really feel like doing it. Oh yeah, I was at the debates, which I'm gonna cancel. I'm gonna make a video on that too. The debates were kind of like a replacement for the Cancerous Comments, but I don't like the debates anymore. I don't like them, so I'm going back to Cancerous Comments. And it's been a while, but it's your boy, the story surgeon, Yumeisuke. I also changed the name of my channel today, but this video will be coming out after Fuyu Rendon is already over, so you guys won't see that until so this video will sound like it's later, like it's late, but you know I always stay ahead of things. That's why I finished Fuyu Rendon 2 weeks ahead of time. No, it was within 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks ahead of time, something like that. But yeah, this is the longest gap in between, and bro, I was stocking up on videos of comments before, but then I took a break, and now I'm back, and so like half of these videos, half of the comments will be from Cancerous Comment. Will be from Fuyu Rendon, and then half of them won't be. They'll be from earlier. They won't be in completely chronological order because I collected them weirdly. But this should give you an idea of what kind of comments YouTubers get, bro. Being a YouTuber, it's not all fun, especially the comments. I feels like over half of the comments are negative, and a lot of these comments are just like unintelligent or disrespectful, and that's why you don't see me replying to a lot of comments now, because I just don't want to waste my time. Before, I used to feel the need to reply to every single comment because I either wanted to convert them onto my side because I was naive. I was like Aang or Naruto, and I thought that we could all be friends or something like that. But that doesn't work. That's just not how reality is. Some people are just douchebags. Some people just really don't like you. Some people will just not accept the fact that you have a negative opinion on their favorite anime. And then B, I was really competitive. I didn't want people thinking that they had one up to me. I was like, I'm not gonna let you think that you've actually beaten me. I'm gonna beat you in this debate, in this argument. And the thing is, first of all, they will never even acknowledge that, even if you actually did beat them. And second, why do I care whether they think they've gotten something over me? Like, that's just childish. So now I don't care if someone thinks that they've actually won up to me in a conversation. I don't care. If they comment something, I'm like, I'll just let that comment be. I might reply with something cheeky if they say something cheeky, but most of the times I just ignore it. And that's the healthiest thing to do, because all of those comments, they're not very constructive. And if they think they're being constructive, they're usually saying something really stupid. But that's like 2 minutes, no swear words, because YouTube changed their rules. But let's get into it. I'll start with the first one. This one is from Why Isn't Nami As Hated as Sakura? It says, this video completely ignores why people love Nami. It's terrible. Yet the video was talking about... What is the title of the video? Why Isn't Nami As Hated as Sakura? I wasn't talking about why people like either of these characters. I was specifically talking about reasons to dislike them. This is the kind of level of intelligence you get in comments. Alright, next one is on my short, Nami is Worse Than Sakura. This person says, this dude takes all the negatives, over exaggerates them, and ignores all of the positives in Nami character. I didn't exaggerate the negatives. I gave specific examples of what she did, and that is how she is. I was actually rereading One Piece to make a video on the themes, and I was like, yo, Nami does a lot of terrible things. If I did a Nami retrospective where I analyze every single piece of dialogue she says and every single action she takes on a chapter by chapter basis, bro, she would be terrible compared to Sakura. Very terrible. Sakura isn't even that bad. She does some negative things. She says some mean jokes, but they're jokes. It's like intentionally a Tsukomi and bokeh comedy. I already talked about that routine in my video. But Nami, she just does so many underhanded things, bro. I mean, I'm sure she gets, but she still does. She still beat up Luffy recently after the Wano argument. Hey, those Nami defenders will always defend them. And then again, the video is supposed to be about why Nami should be as hated as Sakura, if not more hated. It's about the negatives, it's not about the positives. This was interesting. This is a comment by This Is No Good on my video. Shonen didn't fail its female characters. You did. I was trying to get this person into a debate, but I'm glad they didn't. I didn't, because this person was talking so stupid. Debates are annoying to begin with, and if the person that you're dealing with is also annoying and ridiculous in their logic, then the debate's not going to be good. And that's one thing I've noticed. And most of the people that disagree with me would not result in an entertaining debate unless it was toxic, and I don't want to get toxic because the fact that they already watched a video where I laid out all of my points clearly and they still couldn't wrap their mind around it, a debate would not change that. So, okay, this person said, you did brought up a lot of good points about how some females are overly hated for little to no reason by fandoms, though saying that there is absolutely nothing wrong with them. Wrong with the way most anime portray female characters is very ignorant. No, it's not. As a woman myself, I hate this. I hate when people act like because they were born into a specific category that their opinion is more valid than everyone else's. Just because you're a woman does not mean your opinion is automatically more valid when it comes to female topics. I can do more research than you, but you think that just because you were born a woman, you have more of a right to talk about these writing things than me? That's so stupid. It's frustrating to not feel represented correctly. Hey man, that whole representation thing, that's not for me. I'm about, what's it called? I'm forgetting the word. Meritocracy. I was about to say something, but I probably shouldn't. I don't know why you're so obsessed with representation instead of good writing. Like, can't you just relate to a character based on their character traits other than just their physical makeup? Like, couldn't you just have a similar personality? I can relate to a female character, as I'm obviously a male. I don't have to be the same sex as that character to be able to relate to them. It's so stupid to think that you need to be similar to a person physically in things that you can't control. It's not about personality. That's stupid. Alright, not represented correctly in most of the shonen anime, especially the ones I enjoy watching. It's always the guys who get to save the world. Did she even watch the video? I already talked about I don't know if I used the candies examples, but I did talk about, like, if you have a small population of females and a much wider population of males, the chances that a character who gets to do a major thing is going to be a male is much higher. Have the coolest fights or have the meaningful character development. Females have meaningful character development. The women, on the other hand, serve as a side character who benefit from the main character being the love interest and who is sexualized at any given moment. No, they're not always a love interest. And what's wrong with being a love interest? Bro, so weird, these people. What's wrong with being a love interest? Chat, can you fill me in on that? Because I don't get that. Who is also sexualized at any given moment. The men are also sexualized too. I should have a video coming up on that too. And what's wrong with sexualization? I don't get that. If a character is being sexualized, doesn't that mean they're sexually attractive? Shouldn't that be a compliment towards them? Anyway, for more context, let's use one of your examples, Orihime from Bleach. I personally really liked her personality. I was really excited to see more of her for the first time I saw her on screen. It wasn't too long after I realized she was going to be the usual sexualized damsel in distress that always needed saving from the male lead. Okay, you're using an example of a character who is a healer and a protector. She's not gonna fight. Just so taking things out of context. And if you compare Rukia, who's right next to her, she fights more. And she's not always neither of them are always a damsel in distress. Orihime's a damsel once, Rukia's a damsel once. So I hate when people always use Bleach as a scapegoat. Oh, it always has damsels in distress, because that's not even true. It only had it twice, and each character, it was only one time. So why aren't you using Rukia? Because that would hurt your example. Though disappointing, it was sadly not surprising because of how frequent this trope is in anime. Give examples, please. You may not realize it because it doesn't directly affect you. Oh boy, I'm actually getting heated right now. Oh, because you're a man, you don't understand this problem. You don't have eyes, you don't have a brain, you can't actually read and come to your own conclusion. You have to be a woman in order to understand it. Directly affect you? How does it directly affect you? How does it affect you that a female character is being portrayed in a way that you don't like? It's a story. But imagine if it was the other way around. I'm sure you wouldn't be happy either. No, because I'm not ignorant like you. And I feel it shouldn't be this way. Women and girls, that's plural, speak plural. Women and girls should feel represented in the same way men and boys do in anime. Funny thing, even if we take it as what she's saying is completely true, there are genres that are made for females, and in those genres, the females are represented. Have you heard of magical girls? Yeah, females are usually the main characters in those, and they usually just have all female squads. There are several magical girl animes. So what are you talking about? They aren't represented. Have you ever heard of a harem? Harem anime? There is always a higher percentage of females in those shows than males. And shows like High School DxD, they have the females fighting, right? I haven't seen it. But the females are fighting. They boxing, right? So why don't you... I don't like the argument of go watch something else, but you are complaining that females are not represented as much in anime. but they are. You just aren't watching those shows. Bro, come on, do a little bit of thinking. And that's assuming that your argument is even correct. And then it's honestly simple as just writing a woman as a woman instead of the way man perceive woman. That's bad grammar, but of course, yes, men are just the villains, right? Because they perceive them, they just look at them as sex objects, right? Okay. Such a stupid assumption. This is actually a very sexist comment, because she's assuming that I can't understand a woman. I can't understand the writing of women simply because I am a man. You know how stupid that sounds? Think about it. Talk to me, chat. Next comment. When Naruto became a better character than Sasuke. Nah, that's when Naruto became an insufferable ninja Jesus. What does that even mean? I hate when people compare Naruto to Jesus, because like, if anything, you should be comparing him to Buddha, because Naruto is thematically Buddhist and Hindu. And then the scene I'm talking about is when Naruto talks to Sasuke when the Team 7 reunites in the 5 Kage Summit. What does that have to do with him? He doesn't even become OP at that moment. That's when he gets KCM which is during the war. This comment is so stupid, bro. And then this is on Chainsaw Man is horrible. This person says, I have anger issues. I don't want to go crazy hating on you because that won't do any good for me. So you basically don't understand anything about Chainsaw Man, or you just don't like other realistic characters. This manga is very unique. This comment is so stupid. Why would you start with, I don't? This is like Drake saying that he had to reply it to Pusha T, but he's not going to release it. I don't want to go crazy on you, but just remove that part of the comment. Why do you have to tell me you have anger issues? Where's your social intelligence? Okay, so basically you don't understand anything, of course, because you don't like what I say. It just has to be that I don't understand it, because there's no possible way that anyone with a brain could come to the conclusion that Chainsaw Man is not a good story, of course. Or you don't like other realistic characters. Chainsaw Man does not have realistic characters. Some characters are realistic, but Power, Makima, Denji, a lot of the characters are not realistic. What are you talking about? But how do you get to the assumption that I don't like realistic characters because I said I didn't like certain things about the story? In fact, Aki was probably the most realistic characters, and that was the one I complimented. So what are we talking about? I talked about mostly the plot and the characters, and I said that the character deaths, they were trash. I said that a lot of characters were shallow, and I said that the plot felt very rushed and awkward. And then this person just says you don't like realistic characters. Just from this video, you came to that entire conclusion that I didn't like realistic characters. Please teach me your way, Sherlock Holmes. This next one, why Vento Arreo's ending is horrible. This is short, and the person says the final fight of part 5 was clearly a race to who could get to the aerial first, so GER is not really an ass pull. What does that even mean? How does the first part of that sentence connect to the second part of that sentence? It doesn't. Next one, One Piece is Valley Fiction. This person says Young Defiant is your daddy. He paved the way for you. How? This is a video where I'm mocking Young Defiant by imitating his style. How? I don't understand. Young Defiant is a person that just hates everything. I do not do that. I don't make videos say, oh, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks. I make specific, and I don't even need to talk about this. This is the same guy, Kaya G. This is in my video, Araki vs. Yumesuke, part 1. And the person says, does JoJo have a theme? Does JoJo have a want versus need or flaws? I don't think so. Yet it's a successful anime. I believe this person, judging on the other negative comments they've had on my channel, I believe they're trying to say that what I was saying in this story, what I was saying about story theory is not real because JoJo became successful without that. But the thing is, I never said that story theory would create a popular story. Successful is connected to popularity. I said it would create a well-written story. Popularity is not equal to quality. So that's stupid. This is my Blue Lock is Bad part 1 short. This person says, since you judged the manga by the first chapter, I'm going to judge your video by your title and give you a dislike. You're welcome. This is so stupid. I didn't say, oh my God, I didn't just read the first chapter. Maybe I said the first chapter in the short, but I never said in the full video that I only read the first chapter. So if this person, it says full in description. So now people don't have any excuse for not checking the description for the full video. This person will watch a short and then just assume that that's all I have in the video, even though it says full in description. And this person is going to say that I've only read the first chapter, which is just wrong. This person is stupid. The same video, this person says, LOL, this guy is stupid. No wonder he doesn't have many subscribers. I have 1,000. How many do you have? Okay, next one, same video. The one spouting nonsense here is you. Great comment. Very insightful. Next one. Now this is on Blue Lock part 2, the shorts. Don't watch it if it's bad. I can watch it if it's bad because then I can teach other people what not to do. And that's the purpose of my channel. I want to teach people how to write. This is on why isn't Nami as hated as Sakura. Haven't seen hold on, let me see if I'm still recording. Okay, let me pause this first. Okay, I had to make sure that I saved the recording. And now I'm back on. This is on why isn't Nami as hated as Sakura. Haven't seen vid yet, just came to comment on the title question. I hate this, bro. I hate when people do not watch the video and then they comment as if I didn't already address that. They don't even check to see if I addressed what they were saying. They just comment. Alright, let's see what this person is saying. They're saying Sakura is one of the main 3 characters, but she doesn't do many things. And then she doesn't do what people expect of her. That's not Nami, on the other hand, has been doing fantastic work with navigation, doing her role perfectly. What are you talking about? What's Sakura's role? You didn't even bring up what Sakura's role was or how well she's doing it, but you're giving. You see, that's what people do. They get specific for Nami on how good she is, but then they stay vague on why Sakura is bad, and they don't even use the same grading system. Sakura just effed things up, especially in the part where she said not Naruto she loves. No, that triggered everyone. Yeah, because y'all were stupid and y'all were sheep and y'all just looked at the surface level. You could not actually read the dialogue and pay attention to the characters and what was going on in their heads. Y'all were just dumb for that. Nami is loved by all because she's better. No, she's loved because One Piece is full of more stands. I don't think I've ever had there's Blue Lock, Chainsaw Man, and One Piece stands that are the most vibrant in my comment section. Sakura was more of an NPC. What does that even mean? It's so stupid that you would sometimes ask for help on missions, and even then that's not even true. She was in like nearly every single arc. What do you mean she's an NPC that you ask for missions? Such a stupid comment, bro. This is the kind of stuff I have to deal with. This level of stupidity. This is what makes me not want to read comments, bro. This is the same video. This person said, this is a different person. This guy just didn't watch One Piece, LMAO. So if I didn't watch One Piece, how did I come up with all those evidence? She hits her crewmates. Yeah, because it's a running gag. So that means I did watch One Piece. And she does hit her crewmates. So what if it's a running gag? Sakura does. So when Sakura hits Naruto, that's a running gag. Is that an excuse? Does that just eliminate it? Does that just eliminate the badness of what she's doing? Because if so, then Sakura should be scot-free, right? And then she used them. Maybe watch the show and you'll see that she does this because of literal trauma. That doesn't matter. If I murder a bunch of people because of trauma, does that excuse my actions? So stupid. Which the crew helped her overcome. Now she stands face to face with little Yonko and risks her life just to say Luffy will become king. Why do people keep bringing it up? I don't care if she said Luffy will become king of the pirates. I didn't say she was a completely disloyal ally. I said that she's a shady person and she's greedy and she's willing to sell out her teammates a lot of the times. She's not willing to sell them out on higher levels, like literally get them killed, at least as of now. But I do still think she's willing to sell them out for petty things, which is not something you want to have as a friend. Watch the show before you try to make points about it, please. Watch the video before you try to make points about it. You're so stupid, bro. You see, old me would have been like, I want to stay respectful. I don't want to. No, this is just pure idiocy. This is recent. Now we're getting to Fuyo Random. This is on my recent Fuyo video. How Code Geass destroyed a great cliffhanger. This person says, this is just your personal gripe with the story, not the majority consensus. So does that mean that only the majority consensus is true? Because then you're using the popularity, popularity alchemy. That's one of the things I said you should never use. The arguments you should never use. This person is basically arguing that if an opinion is popular, that makes it right. This is such a stupid comment. And then the person said, what consequences did you want? It's the end of season 1 and there's still half the story left to be told. There could have been I'm not saying anyone should have died. In fact, one of my subs, I think it was Mariu's, I'll check later, but he said that I think Kallen should have shot Suzaku, and I was like, yo, I didn't even think of that. That's a good idea, because then she would have actually been used, because she was there, but she didn't do anything. But if you actually had Kallen shoot her, that would have been interesting. Let me pause this and find who said that. My bad, it was Ahmed Hassan, not someone else. But he said, having Kallen shoot Suzaku would have been much more interesting and a reasonable in that scenario. Of course we would have to change and adjust quite a number of things for both the characters and the story trajectory to make it work. But I'd argue that's a lot more engaging than what we had in R2. And I was like, yeah, I completely agree. Alright, so that was a dumb comment. Let's see, another Sakura video. I've never seen so many people give a reasoning for thinking something and have one person tell them that all that an opinion is wrong. This is another idiot. This is just like the last comment. Such stupid thought. This person is thinking that just because a lot of people say something that means it's true. And he's saying that I am arrogant for telling people, for going against the majority consensus. That's crazy. So you're not allowed to be a solo thinker. You're not allowed to think for yourself. I guess I just have to follow what everyone else says. And the reasonings that these people are giving aren't even good. That's my whole point. That's part of my point. I'm pointing out that Nami has done terrible things worse than Sakura, and then these people are coming back in the comments and giving terrible counter arguments, and I'm like, yeah, you're wrong, because your evidence sucks. My whole argument is that Nami should be hated as much as Sakura based on the things that they've done, and I still agree with that. I mean, that is my opinion, but if you're going to counter that and say that I am wrong, then you need to actually give quality evidence, which is not being done. And then on the same video, someone else says, well, Nami is an actual developed character. Completely stupid. Sakura develops in the whatever development you want to call, whatever you want to call character development, whether that be backstory or character arcs. Sakura develops the first appearance she's in, chapter 3, and she continues to develop. She develops between part 1 and 2. Even the stupidest Naruto watchers will be able to tell you that Sakura develops in chapter 3 and she develops between part 1 and part 2. So like this person is just like below stupid, man. And this is a comment on my Chainsaw Man is horrible. And this person, I'll be honest with you, I don't think you understand what art is supposed to be at all. This is so stupid. What is art supposed to be? Please tell me, Mr. Genius. Tell me, Picasso, Vincent Van Gogh. Art doesn't need to use the usual cliches in conventional ways. What the hell does that mean? Bro, there are assuming this person calls cliches good writing, those cliches exist because they have been successful for a reason. Maybe it's because they work, maybe. But this person's like, oh, art doesn't need to use cliches. He's one of those subversion, deconstruction idiots, probably. Sometimes some elements can be totally gratuitous and without explanation. And I call that bad writing, because without setup and payoff, that's going to be bad writing. And not everything has to be calculated. This person's saying that a good story does not need to be calculated. So if something's not calculated, that means it's random. So you're saying that a story can be good if it's just completely random? If it's random, if not everything has to be, wow, okay. Not everything has to be calculated. It's fine if things are just completely random. Okay, that's crazy. What Chainsaw Man does is to voluntarily leave some vagueness in the story so that it works on people's imagination and stays in the reader's mind. That's a complete lie. Remember that video where I said people could come up with excuses for everything? Is Hunter x Hunter too random? This is an example of it right here. This person's excusing the vagueness and bad writing in Chainsaw Man and saying, oh, it's cerebral, man. It's deep, man. It's staying in people's minds because it's vague and it allows people to come with their own clue. What are you talking about? Can you give an example? It also takes a lot of precaution so that the good parts of the horror is based on the non-knowledge of some esoteric powers of some characters, even of some events. That's what we call a deus ex machina. And you're coming up with some fancy schmancy artsy fartsy way of justifying that kind of nonsense. This man is tripping and trapping like all the other commenters. We never know how certain powers work. For example, Makibas. That's bad writing, and this is totally voluntary. I don't care if it's voluntary or not. It's bad writing, because we all know that many fears are based on the unknown. Bro, look at this man. Look at this man. This man should have a gold medal for BSing, for waffling. He found a way to justify Deus Ex Machinas? That's crazy. And what is one of the recurring themes of CSM? Fear. Well, no, that's not a theme. Clearly, you don't know how to articulate art concepts, because a theme has to be a sentence. It has to be a phrase. No, it has to be a sentence. A motif would be fear. It could be just one word. A theme has to be a certain message that is conveyed throughout the story. Fear is not a theme, bro. Your way of analyzing the series is just the lowest level of artistic analysis of work. No, it's not. Yours is just garbage. You're just finding stupid, grimy, petty justifications for bad writing. I'm over here trying to break down writing into like a theory, into almost like a science, and find out what makes a good story, according to my own tastes. And you're over here talking some BS. Oh, it's artistic. It doesn't have to be written a certain way. I can do whatever I want. Kind of nonsense. It doesn't take into account the subtleties of it doesn't take into account the subtleties of the staging or why things are developed in such a way. Bro, some of these people are really idiots. You just stay on the surface level and say that it doesn't do things properly according to the conventions without asking yourself if it's done on this way on purpose for a specific reason. I don't care if it's done on purpose. If it's done the wrong way, it's done the wrong way. It doesn't matter about the intention. Bro, how can people be this stupid, man? This is on Arcane chose the wrong protagonist. Arcane is tragedy, almost classical one, okay? To make Jace the protagonist is to make it similar to other series. See, this person's, just like the last comment, is on the deconstruction BS. Oh, it's different. That makes it good. But it is unique this way. Story about fate and way to hell paved with good intentions, not about choices. Bro, learn how to write a sentence, bro. Come on. You had to have been through high school. And I don't care about unique. This is the uniqueness alchemy, bro. You see people using the alchemy. I was talking about the arguments that you should never use. This is uniqueness alchemy. The other guy talking about Chainsaw Man, that's uniqueness alchemy. And this is on Chainsaw Man Critique Part 8. This is funny because I actually brought this up when I was on stream with Daffy and Trigger. So this person, Geek Hammer, he's coming up with justifications. He's I believe he's a subscriber because he comments a lot and he's usually polite. And then this person replies to this guy defending me. This guy giving his own oppositions towards my video. This person says, many people has said similar, learn to type correctly. Many people has said similar things to him in the past. It doesn't mean anything to him. You would never see him take a single step back or compromise or even a suggestion he could be wrong somehow. Wow. Please, Sherlock Holmes, teach me your methods for how you were able to get this much information about me from one video. I don't know if he's seen multiple videos to me. Maybe he's seen let's say he's seen all of the Chainsaw Man parts before that. That's 8 videos. Yeah, this person, out of 300, 400 videos that I have, this person was able to get this much information about my character from this tiny amount of things. This man must be BBC's Sherlock, because I don't know how you can do that. You must teach me your ways, man. I gotta learn how to analyze people from a short video. It's not even about my personality. It's just me analyzing another story, and this man's able to deduct so much about my personality. This man must be a genius. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I have never heard he say him. Man, people don't know how to type. He say this story might not be for him, because that's stupid. The concept of using the argument, this story is not for me, is a cop-out. It's usually a way of people trying to be polite and just say, like, you know what, I don't like this story, it's not for me. That doesn't make sense, because I've already said, I think I've talked about it in the video, the arguments not to use, because if it's not for me, then who is it for? Please tell me, who is the story for? And I will probably end up in that category. Whatever category you come up with, I'm probably going to end up in that category. That's why I don't like it, because it's a retroactive logic. It's like saying the story is not for you, and then I ask you, alright, so who's the story for? And then you tell me, people who aren't you. What kind of logic is that? Because if you said the story, before I even said I dislike the story, you said the story is for these types of people, I'm probably gonna be in that type of person, because this is a shonen battle manga, right? I enjoy the shonen demographic. I enjoy battle mangas. I enjoy Jujutsu Kaisen, which a lot of people compare to Chainsaw Man. So what are we talking about? It's such a stupid argument. This story might not be for him. Just that the story is objectively bad. I never said objectively. I've never said objectively, because I hate having to repeat this. Stories are subjective. Art is subjective. I don't know why so many people don't understand this. Like, I heard this when I was a kid. Why don't other people know this? He thinks his opinion is correct. I think my opinion is the best, without a fault, and everyone who disagrees with him is plain wrong. I do think, no, not necessarily. I think that if you can come up with a convincing argument, or if you have a different grading system to me, I can't tell you that your opinion is wrong. I can say I don't like your grading system, but I'm not going to say that your opinion is wrong. But if you come to me with my grading system and you tell me that Chainsaw Man is good, I'm going to tell you no, because based on my grading system, Chainsaw Man is not good. If your grading system is different than mine, then go ahead. But just make sure that your grading system is consistent for all the stories that you're talking about. Disagrees with them is plain wrong. Just watch more Chainsaw Man critiques and reading the way he rebukes every single comment, pointing out why he might not be understanding, experiencing the story characters as other people do. Yeah, if you read all those comments, you'll see how stupid the arguments are. Never once does he place himself in others' shoes and see where they're coming from. I do see where they're coming from. You're so stupid. How many comments did you actually read? This is Future Yume here. That comment bothered me so much because I just realized something, and I wanted to add that. If you notice, in the way that he structured his essay, the only way for me to be accepted by him is if I accept the fact that Chainsaw Man is good. It can't be that I dislike Chainsaw Man and that under my grading circumstance, my grading system, Chainsaw Man is bad and that there's nothing that anyone can do to convince me. No, I have to be convinced that Chainsaw Man is good. That's the only way for me to be accepted by this loser. This is so stupid. Do you see how these people think? Do you see how manipulative that is? So dumb, man. It's just dumb. Future Yume done. Bro, the idiocy in YouTube comments knows no bounds. I used to think that YouTube comments section was like the best out of all like the social medias, or if you want to even call this a social media. I was like, Reddit's terrible, Twitter's terrible. I don't really use Instagram, but I was like, YouTube is the best. But now I'm seeing this and I'm like, yo, these people are stupid here. This man is making whole assumptions on my character, and he's not even making them accurate assumptions based on the evidence. That he's so stupid. CSM is about a 7 out of 10 to me. I find it definitely worth the read because the author managed to weave some rich themes into this acid trip of a manga, even though I find the world building mediocre. The story and most characters are pretty mid. Anyways, I respect your comment, but he really seems like an attention seeking troll. So just because I have a different opinion than yours, I'm a troll. That's so stupid. That's such an easy way to avoid actually confronting the arguments that someone is making. This next comment is from the Arcane chose the wrong protagonist video. I didn't get the whole comment because I'm not. This person typed a whole novel here, bro. I'm not trying to read a novel. Alright, let's see. And this person was already being stupid and taking my stuff out of context and saying a bunch of dumb stuff, so I probably don't even need to read the whole thing. This person says, you make several questionable assumptions. The first being that the show actually has a classical protagonist. I hate this, bro. People always try to act like their story is different than others. There is a protagonist, and the protagonist is Jinx. It is not hard to see that. She has easily the most screen time. She's clearly the focus of the story. She's in the promotions of the story. In the theme song, she's like one of the final characters shown. And that's obviously done for dramatic effect. Like stories always do that. They have like if you watch Power Rangers, the Red Ranger is usually the one to transform last, because like last is like the focus. You look at the DBZ theme song, when all the characters drop in, Goku's the last one to drop in. Bro, you're so stupid. Why does your story always have to be different than the rest? I'm not like other girls kind of nonsense, bro. Now the thing with Arcane is that who is the protagonist can have several different answers. No, it doesn't, bro. There can be multiple characters of focus, but there are not multiple protagonists. You can have dual protagonists, but that is a rare occurrence. For example, the Prestige. Alright, this person, depending on how you look at it from the story, if you gravitate towards a classic Western, okay, I'm not reading all this. This person is saying that Vi could be the protagonist. They're saying that Jace could be the protagonist. They're saying that Jeeves could be the protagonist. There's no right answer. That's just stupid. Completely stupid. Because if you use that logic, then you could say the same thing about nearly any story. The second major mistake, thinking that Jinx has nothing to do with the central themes of the story while being a protagonist, but that couldn't be farther from the truth. Jinx is realistically an unstable mass murdering wait. She's clearly the villain. She's the villain. You can be a villain and a protagonist. Oh my god, bro. Protagonist means you are the focus character of the story. Antagonist means you are the person who is opposing the antagonist, who is opposing the protagonist. That does not have to do with hero and villain. Hero means you are doing good things. Villain means you are doing bad things. So stupid. And then this person, so how does that have to do? You didn't say anything about the themes. I said Jinx doesn't have anything to do with central themes, and you have not disproved that. This show does a great job at subverting, it does not subvert expectations, of subverting expectations of what a villain looks like, is and looks like. No it doesn't. No it doesn't. Jinx is crazy. How, isn't she mentally ill? How is that subverting expectations? We both agree that she's a villain. How is she subverting expectations? It's a take on the tragedies that led to a person to a dark path. What? It's a take on the tragedies that lead a person on a dark path. So many superhero stories do that, and they have comically cartoony villains. So many anime do that, and they even got cartoony villains. Bro, look at Doflamingo from One Piece. Look at Pain from Naruto. Look, I don't know if Bleach. Ginjo, yeah, Ginjo has a reason for why he became a villain like that. So what are we talking about? How is that unique? In fact, several key elements of her character loosely resemble Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader arc. Well, I don't see why you needed to mention that, because don't most villains that are sympathetic have some kind of similarity to Anakin and Darth Vader, because that's a general sympathetic. He has a general sympathetic villain arc. Something bad happens, and they start off as like a good person or a normal person, and something bad happens, and that causes them to become a villain. Something unfortunate. That's how most villains, sympathetic villains, are written. Why are you acting like this character is special? And comparing it to Anakin and Darth Vader, I feel like you're trying to get brownie points because that's a classic story. And you're saying that, oh, look at this. It's similar to this classic story that's held in great regards. Regarding your connection to the theme, Powder had no chance of growing up in a supportive environment. What are you talking about? How does that have... Why are we talking about Powder's backstory? How does that have anything to do with what I said about the themes? In case you don't remember, I said the themes were about deontology versus teleology, helping people now or helping people in the future. And then they were about whether the overworld should rule the underworld or not, what to do with them. Should we go to war with the underworld? Should we let them rule over themselves? Those were the themes I'm talking about. So how does anything you're talking about her being poor have to do this whole third third paragraph, I'm not counting the intro. If we're counting the intro, it's fourth. Has nothing to do with what I was talking about, the theme. Then this person saying, even the parallels reflecting her being an avatar of the revolutionary Zon side of the central conflict, her falling from the window and the bomb goes off in episode 3 is the exact same scene cycle, drowning. What are we talking about, bro? This person isn't even responding to the things that I was saying in the story. They're just going off on their own tangent and writing their own novel in my comment section. Now that's all I got for this one. Next comment. Naruto didn't fail as female characters. The person says Kishimoto himself admitted that his female characters are bad. That's something I need to add to my list of arguments that you should never use. The author said so. That's such a terrible argument. I'm over here providing proofs and you're just saying, oh, the author said so. That means it's true. So unintelligent. And with all due respect, but the Naruto women are very poorly written except for Tsunade, Chio, and Temari. And of course this person provides no proof. Because if they had to provide proof, they would get destroyed, because they would either be smart enough to realize that what they're saying is nonsense, they would realize that their grading system is very different from mine, and they would be like, agree to disagree, or I don't even know the third one. That's just two. I feel like Naruto when he's in the Boruto, I think it was a Boruto movie, he said, I have three advices to give you, and he only gave 2, and he was like, well, you said 3. You forgot. Alright, this one's on Chainsaw Man Part 6, Inconsistencies. This person said, you really don't understand show don't tell. I hate when people use show don't tell as an excuse for bad writing, for vagueness, for not clearing up things. So like anytime there's a misconception in a story, something that's not filled out, it's like, oh, I could just say show don't tell. It's such a terrible argument. And this person of course doesn't elaborate, because if they had to elaborate, they might either realize how stupid what they're saying is, or they would realize that we have completely different grading systems. Actually, I don't even think there's a... No, this person was just... or we have completely different grading systems or understandings of show don't tell. This on Chainsaw Man Part 5. This person says, for a dude who hates something, y'all really milking it, huh? I hate this too. When people criticize me for milking Chainsaw Man. So, when I have something to say negative about Chainsaw Man, I make multiple videos on it. That's bad. I'm milking it. I even made a post about this. But when someone who's saying good things about Chainsaw Man is talking about Chainsaw Man for every single chapter, there are multiple YouTubers who do this. I don't even have to name names. You just type down Chainsaw Man review. You can find people who make videos on like every single chapter. That's all good. That person's not milking it, right? Because they have something positives to say. That's crazy. And maybe your argument, maybe you're thinking, oh, well, if you don't like something, then don't talk about it. Well, then I can say, if you like something, then don't talk about it. Like, where's the logic? Why am I not allowed to talk about something that I don't like? As I said before, I could be using this as a learning experience for other people. I could be saying, hey, don't do what this person did. Such a stupid argument to say, if you don't like something, don't talk about it. Bro, get out of here. If you don't like my video, don't talk about it. Alright, next one. Naruto didn't feel his female character Sage Rain. This person said, yes, it did. Someone acting like Sakura was well written in this day and age has to be contrarian. Oh my Jesus. Again, this person leaves no argument, and this person just says, yes, it did. And then they use that contrarian argument. They're like, oh, you're just being contrarian because they don't like what I'm saying. They just throw this, what's it called? I'm forgetting the word. Logical fallacy. They're trying to say you're contrarian. You're just being a contrarian. Therefore, your argument is not good. Instead of actually looking at the content of my argument. Easy cop out. Then there's this video, Hunter x Hunter hypocrisy in Yu Yu Hakusho. This person says, whatever, Hunter x Hunter's still better and clears mid-Ruto. This is what I was talking to Trigger and Daffy about. I said this is why I don't like saying what stories I like and whether I think they're better than X or Y. Because as soon as you criticize a story that someone stands and you like a story that they don't stand, they'll just be like, oh, but you like this story. And then the conversation just degrades to insulting mudslinging and insulting the other person's story rather than actually looking at the content of what I'm actually saying. I think it's just so childish, and I don't even want to entertain that. That's why I don't do like top 10s or anything like that unless it's satirical. And then there's the Devil Fruit Power System. This person says the criticism in this video is contingent on the idea that One Piece is a battle shonen. Let that sink in. Let me repeat that. The criticism in this video is contingent on the idea that One Piece is a battle shonen. One more time, just in case you didn't think you heard that right. The criticism in this video is contingent on the idea that One Piece is a battle shonen. What genre is One Piece if it's not a battle shonen? Are you stupid? And this person got a white beard profile picture. How can you be this stupid and you don't deserve that white beard profile picture. Bro, you need to change your profile picture. Change it to any other story. I don't even think you deserve to have a manga character. You don't deserve to have a battle shonen manga as your profile picture if you can make a comment this stupid. You don't even know the genre of the manga in your profile picture? how's that? Oh my god, that's so stupid. That's all the comments I got. That's 27 comments, I believe, if I type them down right. And this video is like at 40 minutes. That's a good comeback for the Cancerous Comments. This is where I'll be stopping. This is why I don't like, bro. That's why I don't like reading comments. And it's sad because sometimes I probably miss some of the good comments, the positive ones, because all these negative comments, they're stupid. It's not even that they bring me down. It's that they're so stupid and they hurt my intelligence, and I get so annoyed. I feel like I want to reply, but I'm like, replying will only continue the stupidity, because then they're going to reply with more stupidity, and then I'm trapped in a loop and I keep going deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole by replying to these. So my job, I just ignore them and then monetize them with Cancerous Comments, because that way I don't really have to interact with it. I can still get the catharsis of replying to the stupidity, but I'm also benefiting from it with a video. And then I'm also benefiting because they probably won't come back to my channel to watch the Cancerous Comments, which will not cause me to fall into a rabbit hole of replying to even more stupid comments. Anyway, that's all. Story Surgeon signing out. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and help me revolutionize the manga industry by buying my manga and spreading the word. All important links will be in the description.